In this next video, we want to add some other CSS styles for other HTML tags, which are type selectors. So I'm going to click on the, let's see, that's uncollapse, I guess, expand panels, so that I can always see the CSS panel. That's a really good idea, in my opinion. And an easy way for us to start adding the styles that we want is going in and clicking on one of the tags, or clicking on somewhere in the content and then clicking on the tag selector underneath. That way we know that we have an H1 tag selected currently. Now when we go over to a CSS rule, you'll see that it will actually come up with a contextual selector for that particular tag, but at least we'll have the tag at the end, and I can go just to H1, remove all the rest of it, and click OK, and now I know that I'm creating definitions for just H1 here. So with this particular tag, with H1s, I might go ahead and maybe make my font a little bit larger. I'm going to do 1.8 EMs, and EMs is one of the percentage-based relative sizes which you want to be aware of. And so if I do apply, you'll see that it's changed all of my titles right now, and I'm also going to make all of them turn to kind of a blue for right now. Now notice that since I am using only the H tag, and I'll click OK so I can see over here just that tag alone. Since I'm using just the H tag alone, it's selecting every single H tag in my entire document. The one that's inside my header, as well as the one that's inside my content. Now let's say that I want to select just the one that's inside my header, not the other one. So I'm going to click up there, click inside that H1, and I'll do a new CSS rule, and you'll see it says page container, and inside the page container is the header, and inside that the site info, and inside that is the H1. Well, you probably don't have to put all of them. At least two will give you a very specific contextual selector, which means the H1 has to be inside the site info. And so I'll do OK. And for this one, I'm going to make this one even larger. Let's say it'll be 2.3 EMs. I'll apply that for right now. And I'm going to give it a different font just to make sure that we can definitely tell that it's different. And I'm going to give it a different color. And right now I'm going to make it white. We're going to go in and change our banner so that it's a darker color, and that way I can get it to work. Now another thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to remove some of the margins and padding. And this can be very important. I've just made it 0 and 0. And you won't see any change yet, and that is because margins and paddings are usually done by a combination of two consecutive block level elements, a block level element being something like an H tag. So I'm going to go to the H2 now, create a contextual selector for that H2 inside the site info. And for this one, I am going to make it a kind of like a yellow font for right now. I'm going to change its, let's see, box, there we go, padding will be 0, margin 0. Hit apply, and you can notice that these two are a little bit closer now. And maybe let's say that I will take off the same for all, and on the left hand side maybe I'll make this thing come in at least 15 pixels or so. And when it comes to type, the font size, I think I'm going to make it even smaller, 0.9 EMs or so. That's kind of maybe too small, 1.1 EMs. That's pretty good. Now I'll click OK, and we could go on, but I'm going to go ahead and save this video and go on to the next one where we're actually going to style the header. Actually, maybe I'll do it now. So I'm just going to style the header by going into Site Info alone, changing its background color to a little bit darker. You can see it's there, and giving it a little padding. Now you can see that we've got some sort of header up there. Now we'll go on to the next one. And go ahead and save your work, of course.